Hello, my friends. How's it going? It's me. It really is. It's Drew Michael. This is Make Sense with Me, a podcast where we sometimes um sit in our bed and record. This is certainly not the first time I've sat in my bed or recording, um, but it is also not the last time. I just like had this insecure feeling of like I have nothing funny to say. And I was like, oh my God, if I'm not funny, I have no worth. I'm worthless. Uh that's not a good feeling. How are also like realizing, oh, I don't have anything to say at this second. Like, let me ask my listeners how they're doing because that makes a lot of sense. Oh my God, I'm like loving the color of the paint on the walls in my room with the specific lighting that I have in this like kind of Edison bulb because it looks a lot darker, but in other light it looks like really bright and it's like very turquoisey. But I really like it dark like this. I love dark. I've always loved dark. Why is everyone fucking making everything white? Ugh. Ugh. I feel like one time, and maybe I'm combining things from like my memory, but I feel like maybe like while I was watching like the movie Brokeback Mountain, maybe there was like a flashback of like Ines Del Mar's like upbringing in the Pentecostal church, and like there was just some like fucking whitewashed like single room like church with like wooden benches out in like the prairies. Maybe that wasn't that movie. Maybe I'm combining something from There Will Be Blood and Brokeback Mountain. Ugh. Anyway, this is gonna be a quickie this week. Hope you guys are great. Love it. Bye. Just kidding. I am annoying myself. I do have to do some work tonight. I like literally have this like budget review tomorrow wherein like we have to like describe how well we did like in the third quarter, like what we're projecting and forecasting for quarter four, like the fourth quarter or whatever it's called, and then like we also have to discuss like how we've decided to budget and plan for 2026. And I'm just like, who am I right now? Like, who am I right now? Like, a year ago, I would have never said anything like that. I'm not even really sure I believe myself saying it right now, but it feels a lot more natural than it might have, like, literally even 6 months ago. I don't know if I've mentioned this on the show, but like the last two budget reviews I've been to, I literally got like dressed down. Like, I literally was made to feel like I was a piece of like rotting turkey meat. It was so bad. Oh, and all my other coworkers, all the other like staff I work with that like are at these budget reviews are like, yeah, that was like really hard to watch. And I'm like, mm-hmm. Well, it was hard to like experience. So I just wanted to like touch base with you guys, just wanted to like was thinking of some more weird jargon. Why am I saying things like touch base a lot lately? I think I'm becoming a robot. In Trump's America, I'm a corporate Nazi. Um, I actually I've been seeing a therapist. I've been wanting to be more like spiritual again, and I actually just talked to my therapist about like wanting to be spiritual. Um, like return to some spirituality and like having like all these problems with like you know because of COVID, and I feel because of like Trump and everything, like everything has become politicized, and it's like it doesn't matter if it's like your health or like your beliefs or like there's just all these things that like the person I used to be a long time ago, like believed in a lot of like woo woo stuff. And now like it's like almost like if you believe in woo woo stuff, you're like literally like the enemy. It's just really weird. I feel like I mean, maybe there were conservative, like Christian people that were all ultra like into like health and wellness before, but like I don't remember that. I just remember like I wanted to buy like organic everything, and it was like me and all of my friends who were like super, super liberal, super, super like hippy dippy granola, and like cared a lot about the environment and stuff. And like the other day, I literally met someone who was like a Trumper who was like talking about Buddhism and was like, like they're a Buddhist and they understand Buddhism, and then they kept saying things to me like Buddhism's not a religion. And I was like, Buddhism is absolutely a religion, and millions of people follow it, or practice it, or whatever. It is considered one of like 12 major world religions. I like got into another trolling conversation. Oh, I also, okay, listen, guys, I don't want to be trolling people, but this woman who I also knew when I lived in South Carolina, she was like the music director. I mean, it's funny, I talked in another episode recently about the guy who directed a show that I did at this theater in Georgetown, and I also like um the guy that I did theater with in Georgetown, Deacon. He was in the show Sound of Music, and the woman who did the music direction for that show um is this woman who is like a retired like public school music teacher or whatever, and she like did like her whole career like in public schools, I think, or whatever, in the South, and like came out of it like being like still a fucking racist. Like it's like it was funny. She every once in a while she would say something super racist, and we'd all just be like, "Ugh, I hate you." And like it was really weird because like she worked a lot with like underserved people and like, students of color, and it was just like, how did you spend your whole career working with black students and like you're still this racist? It's just like so unbelievably weird. Anyway, the other day she was like, she posted something about how like Bernie and AOC were like supporting um Mamdani in New York and his like mayoral, campaign or whatever. And uh there was like it was like the what is it, the New York Post, which is like fuck the New York Post, right? They posted something about how like they want to like change up how parking works in the city, and like everyone is the article was saying like everyone, all the locals are in an uproar, and like it's converging all at the same time while like AOC and Bernie are in New York like supporting Mamdani. And it's like just like trying to make everything like look like it's like not working out for his campaign, and it's absolutely working out, and so many people are in support of him, and so many people are really, really revved up and excited. And in fact, like both sides, left and right, are like loving what people like Bernie Sanders is saying, and like people like AOC is saying, and like because they're actually saying real people shit, and they actually care about people in these like more like polished like career politician types that are like um wishy-washy, and like will say whoever, whatever they need to say based on like whoever's paying them, whatever, whatever, and have like no backbone at all. Those types of people are like losing support, and they don't even understand that like what people really want is people to like address real shit and actually make change happen. Like we just want change. Like if we weren't so broken, we would not have Trump again. Like we're so broken that people actually thought that Trump meant change. And it's sad. It's sad, the deception there. But anyway, so this woman posted that, and she wrote like, she's like, I know y'all are like wondering why I care so much about New York City. She's like, but honestly, listen, like this kind of stuff starts somewhere and it trickles down, and you're going to start seeing this kind of stuff in local politics and different parts of the country. um and she was like, basically like she's like, I know that socialism does not work. And I was like, how would you know that? How would you know that socialism doesn't work? Have we ever done it in the United States? Have we ever really given it a shot? Also, democratic socialism is not the same as socialism, by the way. Um, so there's that. And also like there are a lot of democratic socialist things that we already have in our society, such as public libraries, schools, the fire department. Things that like we decided like we need to have for the betterment of our, communities, and they should be paid for by tax dollars. The whole idea of having taxes, the whole idea of everyone paying and like everyone like needing help sometimes and being able to receive help from tax money that people pay into, that everyone pays into, and everyone pays their fair share. All of that is socialist ideal. Those are socialist ideas. Those are not capitalist ideas. Capitalist ideas are poor people and middle class people paying a huge amount of taxes while rich fucking people pay not their fair share of taxes. Or like if you want to talk about a real trickle, it's not like someone gets elected as mayor as a democratic socialist in New York City and then like eventually people start thinking socialism is right out in the middle of bumfuck South Carolina. The trickle that your side is always talking about, I'm assuming she's a conservative Republican, is this fucking trickle down economics bullshit that never fucking works. If you give money to the people at the top, it does not trickle down to the people at the bottom. It just doesn't. Capitalism is a giant pyramid. In pyramid schemes, it does not trickle down. Sorry, not sorry. It's so easy for me to get fired up. Okay. So being more spiritual, less political, more spiritual. I'm trying to get back into yoga, trying to spend more time outside. I might like, I don't know, do this or that, but I remembered how much I love tarot cards. I would love tarot cards. And even when I lived in South Carolina and I was like losing my religion, I still did tarot sometimes. And I, in fact, bought a couple more tarot decks. And I really, really was like, okay, I want my tarot deck um with my there's like a Black Crow deck. It's actually called Crow Tarot and it's created by MJ Coulinane. MJ Coulinane. Uh Paying homage to the mystical energy of crows and ravens. Crow Tarot invites us to fly through the veil and connect with our intuitive powers. This artfully created 78 card deck is infused with the familiar symbols of the traditional Rider Waite, which is like the traditional tarot deck that everyone uses. Um, and some other shit. There's an 88-page guidebook. Okay. I love this deck. I actually was like telling my mom that I wanted her. I asked my mom if she would send me a blanket that I needed just to like, um, because I was getting cold, like lying on the couch because it started getting chilly out, right? So this is like such a fall episode. Also, Halloween is literally 2 days away. It's my favorite holiday, so I'm so excited. I was like, what can I do to get everyone in the Halloween mood? And Halloween's on a Friday, which is so fucking cool. I am going out Friday night. I actually took the day off. I told my boss it was for religious reasons. I am gonna try to do like Halloween outdoorsy shit. I'm gonna like find a cemetery. I'm just gonna like just commune with the dead. And imagine this, I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So Friday's Halloween. Saturday is November 1st, right? So that's like Dia de los Muertos or something. Am I saying that right? Day of the Dead. Um, so like that, like Halloween to November 1st is like when the veil is super thin and you can like really like connect with your loved ones who've passed. It's just like so beautiful. It's all so beautiful. So I have Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday to sober up. So I'm just really excited. Uh okay, so I'm gonna read a tarot card. I'm gonna read a tarot card in a little bit, but I also wanted to like address something that I like have been meaning to talk to you guys about, which is like this word that recently learned about. Before I share that with you, please rate, review, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Please send us an email at makesexwithmepodcast@gmail.com. And I just want you to know that I was considering making this episode a video slash audio episode. So do be expecting to have a video version really soon of the podcast. Unfortunately, I can't really afford to put any money into the podcast other than like, I don't know, just like what I've already put in, which has been like very little. Um, but I've also made none. So, a long time ago, I made about like $34 or something when we used to have like sponsored this, like I used Anchor to disperse the podcast or like distribute or whatever, and they would let you use them as like us, like they were your sponsor and you would get like a couple cents every time you did an ad. And I like tried so hard to like do as many ads as I could, but they would only let you have like one per episode. But they were my ad, and then they got bought by Spotify, and now Spotify does distribution for me, and they don't do paid sponsorship ads about themselves. They don't allow me to do that. um but I obviously could get sponsors. I just like would have to have a couple thousand more listeners, right? At least a couple, honestly. But I'm hoping to be able to reach a wider audience with videos. But the point is that we're gonna have like 15-minute videos for a while. So like you can still listen to the full episode anywhere you listen to podcasts. But if you want to watch the video version, you'll be able to do that on our YouTube. And by the way, we have had a YouTube for a while. It's not as well thought out or organized or put together as other platforms that the podcast is on, but it does auto post to YouTube every time I publish an episode. It's automatically posted also on YouTube. And there's not really a video. It's just like audio with like a picture of our make sex with me or make sense of me or whatever, right? It's just a picture. Um, that being said, podcasts on YouTube can be longer than 15 minutes. Maybe I could do a more than 15-minute episode on YouTube without the rules that used to apply. I don't know. Can you guys tell me? I thought you had to have like 100 followers to get more than 15-minute video on YouTube. Maybe that's still true. Maybe it's just not true with audio only. I don't know. But it's definitely worth looking into. So you'll either see a full length video of me on YouTube with the audio, and I'm gonna start like, I don't know, doing my makeup, wearing cute clothes, like doing ridiculous things that'll just like make your eyes go, wow. Maybe. Maybe I'll wear lingerie. Maybe I'll show you my nipples. You really never know. Um, but so that's something that it's going to happen really soon. And it almost happened this week, except for budget reviews. Okay. So let me talk about the word of the day. The word of the day is limerence. So I think this was one of those things where I was just like kind of surfing Facebook or Instagram or whatever the fuck, and I came across like a video and they were talking about limerence, spelled Limerance, I believe. And they were like, most people have never heard about limerence. Limerence, and then they defined it, and I was like, oh fuck, I've got that. You know, I think I've got everything, and obviously like my phone, the algorithm knows that I have like ADHD, so they're always like showing me shit about ADHD. A lot of, things are kind of targeted towards me being like a big old fag or whatever. So, um, yeah. So maybe some part of my iPhone listening to me, or my like Alexa Echo or whatever, or like whatever the fuck, picked up on the fact that I have limerence and decided to show it to me. Or maybe it's that I look up any any video with a man with a bulge, I look it up, and then I like infatuated with him until I can like at least see his dick. So that's a big thing. I need to know what everyone's penis looks like. And once I've seen it, I'm instantly like, okay, that's we're good. We're good now. If it's a really pretty dick, I might want to like play. Might wanna, like bat it like with my like with glove. I'll put little gloves on, but just like bat at it a little bit. Pull the foreskin back if there's one. Oof, sounds like great. Just to kind of inspect it. Um, just whatever. Just give it a sniff, give it a lick, give it a taste, give it a over this shoulder, over that shoulder, up the nose, whatever. Um, so limerence is this is the Oxford definition, allegedly. I googled it. A state of being infatuated, or should I read it like what's her name? Moira Rose. A state of being infatuated or obsessed with another person. That wasn't that good. Typically characterized by a strong desire for reciprocation of one's feelings, but not primarily for a sexual relationship. Okay, so that's me constantly being infatuated with people I meet, like not people, men, right? And then like being like, oh my God, I'm in love. Oh my God, we gotta get married. Oh my God. And then like just I don't know, being just so into them, like really, really just based on like physical stuff or whatever. And like also liking people that like clearly aren't gonna like me back. Just like, because they like don't want to date a person with a penis, or like, um it's just like so insane. Okay, so I also found out there are different types of limerence. Okay, so this is according to AI, which I guess it says here that it got this information from like articles in Vogue, also the Cleveland Clinic Health Essentials, WikiHow, Medium.com, and the Gottman Institute, also Marriage.com, and a bunch of different podcasts, and also Brides.com. Thank you, AI, for doing all the research for me. That's so scary. Okay, so there's three types of limerence. Oh, sorry. There's three stages of limerence, okay? So the three stages of limerence are infatuation, check, crystallization, and deterioration. That sounds exactly like what happens to me every time I see a hot guy. Infatuation is the initial phase of getting to know the person and developing strong curiosity. Okay. And getting to know the person is not even that necessary for me all the time. Crystallization is when the feelings intensify and the person is idealized, which I idealize complete strangers, essentially. And then, of course, deterioration is the final stage where reality sets in. The idealization fades, and the intense feelings either dissipate, or the person who is experiencing limerence faces loss and disappointment. And what's so interesting is um the original video I watched about limerence. I can't even like cite it because I have no idea. I don't know if I saved it. Oh, maybe I saved it. Let's see. Maybe it's in my notes. Let's check it out. Is it in my notes? I have a bunch of things on here. Um, let's talk about the penis of Christ. Okay, no. There's some videos I do want to watch and talk about. Was this? No, that's not it. Okay, never mind. I really thought maybe I saved the thing. Is this it? Did you know that dolphins are one of the only animals that it's illegal to interact with? Okay. Okay, I save a lot of weird things. Listen, I'll play those later. So, in the video that I apparently didn't save, um, they were saying that limerence um is this thing that's so it's almost like addictive because when you experience limerence, and I don't want to make that sound like limerence is an emotion. I don't think limerence is an emotion. I think it's a process or something, um, or like a way of your brain working or something, right? Um, or like a syndrome. Like, it's a fucking disease. Um, when you experience that kind of infatuation that you have with limerence, let's say, you actually have dopamine release. So like, being infatuated with someone, being interested in something, being in love with someone, seeing someone that you have a crush on, all of those things like release good feeling dopamine into your body or your brain or where the fuck. And so anytime something is like dopamine hit, dopamine spike, it's obviously something that you're going to like become a little bit more addicted to, right? Because dopamine is very easy to become kind of like reactively addicted to. Um, so yeah, so this idea that like we we participate in limerence because it feels good to be infatuated with people, right? And then to be like idealizing this person and like almost like I said, getting to know the person is not always even that important because there's this element of like, I can fantasize even the less I know about how this person really is or acts or talks or anything, the more I can almost like make up in my own head because I'm fucking delusional. And then I can like, they can be for me whoever I want. I just have like their body in my memory or their face or their butt or whatever, right? And so it's almost like I've always wanted there to be more explanation to like why I get really infatuated with someone's like physical and like have a hard time like understanding, do I really have feelings for this person or am I just kind of like infatuated with this person? And it like learning about limerence is like it makes so much sense. And then that letdown, like finding out this person isn't into you or couldn't possibly into you or whatever, that kind of like let down the disappointment and in some ways kind of like a depressing, putting you into like a depressive state. I also think that as a person who has a hard time, like I go out to places where you would like drink or use drugs or whatever, and really, really hope to like almost like have the intention of meeting someone, and then like, maybe you're even going out with people you do know, and there's someone who's going to be there, and you think like, oh, I really like this person. Maybe something will happen with them tonight. We'll see. And it's someone who maybe you really do like, or maybe you're just experiencing limerence. I don't fucking know. And then like the depression of like realizing they don't really like you, or it's not working out, or if things are just not clicking. Like sometimes it clicks, sometimes it doesn't. And then like you're like, yeah, I want to get fucked up. And like I just to like think about all the times that I got really, really fucked up out because like I wasn't having luck with the guys I was trying to hook up with or talk to. Or like I was like, this is exciting. Let's like drink and be silly. And like this guy wants to like dance with me or kiss me or talk to me or whatever. And then you're just like, yeah. And then like, it's like, oh, he went over there, he fucked off. And it's like, oh, I want to drink more. It's just like so much of my usage of substance is uh based in like whether or not I'm being appreciated or valued. So that part of that definition that was like it doesn't necessarily even have to be sexual. It said, what did it say? Characterized by a strong desire for reciprocation of one's feelings, but not primarily for a sexual relationship. So that reciprocation, um, it's like sometimes we almost also are just like infatuated with a person because we want them to like us. You know, the whole thing about cruising for me is like it's really hot for me when we're sitting here and I'm like doing something and I'm like, is this person gonna take the bait? Is this person gonna be into me the way I'm kind of like into them right now? And that excitement of not knowing and then like finding out, ooh, they are into me. That is such a addictive feeling. Like the dopamine there is very nice. And you're sexually aroused. I'm not really sure what all is released when you're sexually aroused. Dopamine, serotonin, maybe. There's definitely some serotonin at some point. I feel like serotonin like relaxes you or something, maybe. Xylitol. Is that a sugar alcohol? Anyway, okay. So that was the word of the day. Hope you guys learned a lot about limerence. Hope you go to therapy like I do. All right. Now we are going to pull a single tarot card, I think, from the Crow Tarot deck by MJ Cullinane, and I hope I'm saying your name right. First of all, I love this deck. I love crows. I have done tarot um, card like readings on the podcast before. It's been a while. Um, I think I had an episode called Sacred Deck a long time ago where I talked about I pulled a carotard. Why do we keep saying that? Um okay, so let's like find a divination. So just to educate you guys, if you're interested in tarot, tarot is there's many different tarot decks and the first one I ever was exposed to was the one by Osho, who used to be called the Sri Bhagwan Rajneesh. And he started a cult, the Rajneeshis, in like the 70s or something in Oregon, and in other parts of the world, India, blah blah blah. So that was insane. Later in his life, he changed his name to Osho, and so the deck that he put out was called the Osho Zen deck, and it's a beautiful deck. And probably a lot of people that own it are mostly like cuckoo spiritual ex cult members or people that have been into a lot of things such as Scientology or um what's that mystic Jewish thing? Oh fuck. Especially when it's not something I practice. I sound so stupid talking about it. This episode is sponsored by Spindrift. Blood orange tangerine, unsweetened. Just kidding. This is so good. I would never eat a blood orange, but this fucking version of this is so good. Um, okay. So I'll think of the name for Mystic Judaism in a bit. Madonna was into it, And my friend Cindy met or saw her at an event in New York City, and it is called Kabbalah. Okay, there we go. We got there. Kabbalah. Okay. So anyway, my friend Cindy also introduced me to tarot, introduced me to the Osho Zen deck. Um, so when I do tarot, I sometimes will do a full divination, which is like um you lay out the cards in a specific like arrangement, and you every position is a different, like, it signifies something, it represents something. The different cards represent things too. And the what am I saying? It matters if when you lay out the cards, if like a card is upside down or if it's right side up sometimes. But it's all just depends on perspective. So like if I was doing a if I did a divination of the cards and I was like reading someone's cards for them or with them, I would have I would have them actually shuffle the deck, and I would have them put the cards down in an arrangement. Um and I'd actually have them flip. I would actually I would probably not touch the deck after they shuffled it. And it's not like a magic trick. I just want it to be like their reading, their thoughts, their energy, everything about them like is kind of like driving this reading. And so yeah. So I when I do it myself, I obviously do the whole thing myself. I shuffle it myself, and I'm gonna do that in a second. And I like lay it out myself, and I choose the divination that I'm gonna do. And I'm not like a super awesome tarot reader. I don't know what every card means, so I always need like a little booklet. But so if there's things that are upside down or right side up, I will do that according to like me facing the deck. It's my reading. Whoever's facing the deck, that's who it applies to. So if you're facing the deck, a card's upside down to you, and it's your reading, then that card is upside down. Not every tarot card deck does reversed cards. They don't all do like upside down. That's what we call a reversed card. Some do. And sometimes, honestly, like I've had it where like something makes really good sense to me not reversed, and the card might be upside down, and I just think like, eh, I'm just not gonna go with that. Like it just doesn't seem, it doesn't ring true, but the other way it really does. So like this isn't like set in stone. I mean, it's up to you how you want to interpret it. It's not demonic. I know like a lot of really religious people think that tarot is like evil. And in fact, like the playing cards that people like play just card games with are actually based on tarot. So, the original tarot cards uh oftentimes looked a lot like, well, let's just say like original tarot was kind of a mixture of like playing cards and tarot. I think there's ways that you could take a traditional tarot deck and actually play a game with the tarot deck, like as if it's cards. Anyway, so this is not 52 cards like a playing like playing cards. This is 78. That's a lot more. Amazing. Um, so I'm what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look into this little booklet I have and see if there's a suggested divination. Sometimes in the back of the booklet it'll say like, this is a good one to do. You can just put out this or that. A lot of times I will just do like one card, which I'm probably gonna do right now. There's a nice little shorty. Sometimes there'll be like three cards. It looks like she only suggests one divination, and it's called the Crow Tarot Spread. And the way that it's laid out almost looks like a little crow. I mean, kind of, if you squint your eyes really deep. Um, Anyway, she writes, shuffle the deck and quiet your mind, allowing for a channel to open into your higher self. When you feel ready, pull a card from the center of the deck and place it face down on the table. Um, Let your mind wander peacefully. When ready, pull 7 more cards at random, and then blah blah blah. She has like 8 cards. I'm only gonna do one. So I'm gonna take the deck, and you want to have like I'm doing this in my bed, so I can put it here. My bed is a nice sacred space. I rest here. This is like where I have beautiful dreams, and I have, a sheet on my bed. You always want to have like some kind of a cloth down. I wouldn't do tarot like just on the floor. I'd always put some kind of cloth down. It's just kind of like a ceremonial thing. Obviously, you could like light candles, you could do really special stuff. You could have like sacred elements around a statue or whatever. I don't have a lot of things like that in my life anymore, but I do in storage. So when I'm holding the deck, I'm going to split the card in half. I like to shuffle 3 times, 3 to 5 times. There's one. And you're just kind of thinking as you're going, like, what do I want to receive from the deck? So when I pull one card, it's gonna just be like, just kind of like I want some direction in my life, like this is where I am. I just want to like understand it a little bit better. I just want a little bit more direction. Um, and I mean, I could even make up a divination right here and now. So maybe we'll do that. Let's do like a past, present, and future. Did I just do 3 shuffles or two? I don't know. Let's do one more. I'm gonna pull 3 cards. All right. Um, some people like to spread the cards out. I'll like sometimes like spread the cards long, and then I'll just kind of look at the cards and I'll just kind of imagine. So I want to do a past, present, and future. I want to say like what really feels like something that's representing my past. I'm kind of enamored by this card. So I'm going to pull that one. Um, my present. This is hard. Okay, this one I feel like is my present. This one is my future. Okay, so we're gonna pull those out, and then we're gonna put all the other cards back for now in the box, or just to the side. I'm gonna do it in the box because I don't want them to fall, because I'm sinking my mattress down and it is kind of affecting things. So I've got, and sometimes, by the way, when I was more spiritual, I would say things like, I just want to like have this sacred moment, and like I just want to ask all my spirit guides and my ancestors, especially like moving towards like this really auspicious time where the veil is thin. I'm just asking my spirit guides and my ancestors for some just guidance, helping me to navigate my life and all the things that are going on, and my emotions and my thoughts and my fears and my regrets and my, oh boy, I had a big walking meditation in the woods about regret and nostalgia, but the one that I've really been fighting with is regret. So I just want to yeah, I want to understand my past. I want to kind of be in this moment and understand like maybe like I don't know the importance of being in this moment. And I want to kind of like have a little bit of a glimpse into like what I can expect for my future. Okay. So, I'm going to flip over all 3 cards at once, I've decided. So this card I'm flipping over is the past. It is the Queen of Pentacles. And it's a crow sitting on a throne with a little crown on its head. It's so cute. This card is I think that's the 10 of swords. And then this card is the 11 is XI 11. That's actually not an 11. It is that is 11, but this is in the major arcana. So there's like what's the number cards are considered the minor arcana. The like face cards you could say are the major arcana. So it's just like a card deck. So this is the card of justice, and it is a crow flying upward with actually like a red thing over its eyes and a crown also. Um, and there's a little like what's the balancing scales kind of towards its tail. These are beautiful cards. I fucking love them. Also, crows are fucking wonderful. They're beautiful birds. I wish I had a murder of crows that followed me everywhere. Happy Halloween. Okay. The middle card, the present, is like I said, the 10 of swords, and the swords are all 10 swords are puncturing the crow's wing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is very beautiful, but also very dramatic. I love it. Okay, so then what I basically do, so with Queen of Pentacles is past, 10 of Swords is present, and the Justice card for the future. We love that. Okay, none of them were reversed, but I kind of like don't care. I was kind of gonna say like I don't really want to do reverse cards anyway. So now we have to read about my past card, Queen of Pentacles. So okay, so the major arcana is not really face cards. There's like the queen, there's a king, and there's like a squire or something. There's different ones. Those are like face cards. Um the numbers are like the minor arcana, and then like the major arcana, they could also be like kind of like face cards, I guess. That's not a direct alignment with like a playing cards deck. Okay, so I just actually that's so weird. I literally just turned to open to the Queen of Pentacles in this booklet, which I feel like is almost like the tarot being like, shut the fuck up and do what you're saying you're gonna do. And all the listeners at home too, right? Okay, Queen of Pentacles. The queen has sorry, let me start again. The queen has come to you to offer loving energy. She is the quintessential mother, always at the ready to provide soul soothing comfort that comes from her heart. Don't mistake her kindness and compassion for frailty. She is one tough bird who will do whatever it takes to ensure that those around her are well cared for. The Queen of Pentacles brings security and balance to the situation, igniting powerful female energy that can handle it all. When this card comes to you, take a moment to bask in the love and security this merciful crow is offering you. Um, it says, of course, there is always the risk of going to extremes. Reverse, the Queen of Pentacles is the mother who smothers or pecks incessantly at her loved ones, including anyone who crosses her path. She is overbearing and controlling in all situations, from protecting the nest to foraging for food. It's her way or no way. The energy at this time is fear based and manipulative, and as a result, there is a lack of harmony. So my card was not reversed. um the person in me that is like very like ritualistic is, well, I chose to flip, so my cards were in front of me. I chose to flip the cards, like I picked it up and I flipped it over to the left. Some people always pick up the card and flip it forward, so like technically all three of these cards, if I had done that, would be reversed, but I kind of didn't want to deal with reversals in this reading. And I also didn't choose to do it that way. So you have to like say to yourself, it happened the way it happened for a reason. So we don't really have to care about the reversal of this. And we're talking about my past. So the card Queen of Pentacles I'm getting from this reading, just so words like love, soul soothing, comfort, um, kindness, compassion, don't mistake frailty. This is strong. This is strength. It's motherly. It's it's nourishing. So that makes a lot of sense to me actually. Like in my past, I had well, I mean, I was literally living with my parents, but um I had so much nourishment and love and just goodness and stuff in the past. And I think those are things I feel like I lack right now and hopefully things that I can look forward to in the future. So for me, that's a really nice card because it helps me remember those like really good things that I experienced in the past and it kind of helps me to like look forward to like the possibility and I'm especially with me on my walking meditation the other day in the park thinking about regret. I was talking about nostalgia and regret and I was thinking like how do you if you have nostalgia for the past like you can just say to yourself like there's no reason to fear that you're not going to ever experience things like that again or like if you missed an opportunity and you regret that you missed it or you chose the wrong thing or whatever and you have regret about that there's no reason to think that you're never going to have similar or as exciting opportunities again like if you have that scarcity mentality then but if you have this excitement for the future and you like do things that opens up the possibility for brightness it's like very, very cool. Look how positive I'm being with my spirituality. All right, let's talk about the present. And by the way, this was supposed to be a short episode and it's becoming very long. Okay, so the present is the 10 of Swords. So we have to look for swords. Oh, and by the way, Queen of Pentacles is within the minor arcana. It is technically a queen, so it's kind of like a face card, but it is within the minor arcana. So you have swords, you have pentacles. Um, it depends on the deck. They call them different things. Sometimes you'll have like cups. This one is pentacles, swords. Um, what else do they have in this one? Cups, yep. And then they have wands. It's very like traditional with like those like kind of houses, but everything is like crow and raven imagery. Oh, also the Queen of Pentacles has flowers at the base of the throne. It has a bunny rabbit. It has like I think that's a moon in the sky, and then there's like it kind of looks like an asteroid though. And then there's like a fruitful tree and there's like a butterfly. It's like a really beautiful card. Okay. Um so now we're finding swords and okay, so now we're going to find the 10 of swords, not reversed. We're not even going to read the reversal of that. I just wanted you to have an idea of what reversals were like in tarot. Where the fuck is it? 6, 8, 10. Okay. So this is the present. The defeated broken crow lies on the ground at the bottom of a cliff, surrounded by cold, barren rocks. Alone in his misery, this poor bird has been left for dead, impaled by 10 swords. Nobody says it like that. Impaled by 10 swords. His ordeal is marked by the heaviness of betrayal. The 10 of swords could indicate being backstabbed and may denote the end of a painful situation. If there is one positive aspect to this card, it is that the time of suffering will soon be over. Yes, queen. This card asks you to let go and accept that an end is coming. By doing so, you will find the strength to move on. I mean, could that not be a better card? Um, the words that stuck out: betrayal, right? Defeat, broken, left for dead, misery, heaviness. I mean, it's just like pain. It's just so good. Um, Also, I just want to point out there's the word card in this writing. The D in the part of the R have been kind of like almost bleached, like as if someone put their finger there too many times. It just looks weathered. It's definitely a printing issue, but because I've probably only used this deck like less than a handful of times. Um, just the fact that it's like the end of something. Honestly, I have to talk about that. Tarot is so beautiful. Like you will sometimes, I think in the media, people make fun of tarot, and it's like you got terrible cards, you've got the death card, you've got the hellfire card, you've got the you know, falling off a cliff and landing on a bunch of sharp rocks card. It's just like it's just people being silly and making fun of the whole tarot thing. But the fact is a death in spirituality and in tarot is not, it's an ending, but every ending has to be not accompanied by a beginning, but it is also a beginning. Like endings and beginnings are like the same thing. So that is in life, that is in tarot. It's like it's just a really beautiful idea. Um and so I'm just excited about that card, and I'm excited. It's just a beautiful card. I mean, the fact that like, you know, it denotes that you experienced these things leading up to this point, and this is a pivotal point in your experience, that things are going to change after this point, and they might be in the process of changing as we speak. So I really love that. um I'm just really happy that that's the card I pulled for the now. The next thing that we have is the past. Or sorry, we already had the past. That's in the past. We have the future. And this is number 11, which is a major arcana card, Justice. So let's look that up. Where is it? Where's the major arcana? Okay, the minor arcana is what I just was in. Okay, so let's go to 11. Okay, Justice. This is for the future. Keywords: fairness, balance, law. Can you imagine the future? The element for this card is air, which is like wonderful. Okay, it says here: the crow flies upward with wings open. He has nothing to conceal. His honesty has earned him the respect of his peers, as they know he will take a balanced and fair approach to every situation. This crow of justice brings the message to take the time to see a problem or difficult challenge from all sides before making any decisions. It is also time to consider all consequences. Um, it's so funny. The reversal of all of these cards are just like so sad and dark and terrible. Really glad I didn't get any reversals. Okay, so the words that are sticking out to me in this, and I mean you totally see it in the illustration too. You see, you literally see a bunch of symbols of justice in there. I am really wondering, what did it say about his eyes being covered? Um, His honesty has earned him the respect of his peers as they know he will take a balanced and fair approach to every situation. This crow of justice brings the message to take the time to see a problem or difficult challenge from all sides before making any decisions. That's so funny because it has a red, like almost like piece of material that's just like covering its eyes. It's not tied around its face, but it's just kind of like covering its eyes, like it was flying and the thing covered its eyes. But I know red probably means something. Red is usually a symbol for life or something. Um, but I wonder if like it's a symbol of like not like using more senses than just one to like predict or think about or like I don't know. What I'm getting from this card is this idea that like the future is in your hands. It's in my hands. It's my reading, right? I could put myself in the position of the crow in this card. Um which I will because I'm so the Carrie Bradshaw always. It's funny because I'm not gonna lie, I have really thought a lot lately about wanting to run for public office and do something political and represent and make change. Um, so I'm getting a little bit of that from this, which is like not necessarily what the card is telling me to do, but I think what it is telling me is that like I need to think, but also feel, sense, like really like take time to like figure out what my next steps are. Maybe consider what the consequences could be. Like maybe have an educated decision for once, but also like it's not that I never think what's the smartest thing. A lot of times I do only do that and I don't like feel out what's really right for me. And there's other times that I've been like, well, I can just like quit my job and do whatever I feel like doing because, you know, my mommy can pay for me, but that's like not an option anymore. I'm fucking 40. So I wonder if it's just like a little bit of what I've been saying. It's like, I know who I am, I know me. I don't really need to gather anyone else's advice anymore before doing a lot of things. Like, I'm pretty much sure I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. And I am mindful. I am demure. I just need to trust that I have what it takes. And I mean, I know I've the idea of trust has come up in a lot of tarot readings for me. It's like you just when you get into spirituality and you get into tarot, it's like you're constantly being like, oh God, I need to trust myself. I need to trust myself. I've had like psychics, astrologers, like a bunch of people tell me like you need to just trust yourself. Like you need to care about yourself, you need to love yourself, you need to take care of yourself, and you need to kind of trust yourself. Um and I guess that's one of the things that comes from getting older is just being like I don't need to like doubt myself anymore as much. Um and I am glad that I took some of the steps that I took when I moved to Michigan. I took this bigger job. I listened to my therapist and I finished my degree and I took some chances. And even though I've experienced a lot of stress, but I've also experienced like a lot of growth. And I'm also a lot more sure of myself. So that was good advice that I took from someone I actually respected, which is the kinds of people you should take advice from. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope that you guys do something spooky and spiritual this Halloween season. And I hope that you fill your holes with a murder of crows or whatever makes you happy. Happy Halloween and goodbye.